Hi, it's Eric here at Peachtree Classic Cars with a 1972 Corvette. We're gonna take it for a quick spin. You can hear right when I turn the key on, it's got a electric fuel pump that's mounted up against the body in a way that's kind of making it vibrate a little loud. But this thing fires right up. That's probably something I would change. It's a little bit annoying. Maybe go back to the mechanical fuel pump or just put a little bit quieter one on there, but super, super reliable. Rebuild on this car. Take it for a spin. Transmission shifts great. Speedometer works. For some reason tachometer's not hooked up. That's usually an easy fix. Other gauges aren't working. Oil pressure gauge, fuel gauge, water temperature gauge, and the battery gauge all work. So hoping that the rain will stay off for a minute while I do this video for you guys. Man, I really love this Corvette. So I've had a lot of Corvettes before in the past. I've never had an Elkhart green Corvette. That's what color this is. It's kind of a little bit more rare to find. Almost all the Corvettes I've had are red, and it's just nice to see one that's not red. I'm gonna pop the hood here and show you under there, and we'll take a look around the rest of the car in a minute. Just a nice solid running engine. It has a small hole here, and I thought about maybe wheeling that out to be larger, really to make a little bit better look. You know, the engine dress kit is what can really make these things look nice when you pop the hood. And right now this is kind of looking a little bit plain, just because it doesn't have a nice air cleaner on it, but because of that small hole, which is restrictive of how large of an air cleaner you put on it. Let me go ahead and shut her off. The guy who had this before, he actually rebuilt this engine a couple years back. It's got low miles on the rebuild, put a medium rise, kind of high rise intake on it, 4-barrel carburetor, Holly carb, double pumper, and headers. So he spent money rebuilding this thing, give it a little bit more performance, and the car really is quicker than factory. So I did not pull the numbers on it. It is 3970014 is the block number. If you want to look it up, they're real easy to Google. So I want to be careful. I don't want to say in the video right now. I'll say later once I get back to the office whether or not this is a matching numbers vehicle. So transmission shifts perfect. I've got 2 boxes with all of the original stuff that goes under the hood. It doesn't overheat right now. It's fine, but it doesn't have the fan shroud on it. But I've got the fan shroud. I've got all the air conditioning parts that go to the car. So like I said, I've got 2 boxes full of all the original parts that go on this car underneath the hood. This is a beautiful driver. It's not a show car, but it's also not $35,000, 40 grand either, you know, and that's what, you know, when these things are show quality, they're bringing high money. So this one is just a beautiful driver. The paint is only a couple of years old, and it's been raining and I had to go across a little bit of dirt road there, and now it was perfect when I pulled out the driveway, but it's got a little dirt at the bottoms of the fenders, so I'll hit that with a rag before I take my still photos. But this car is arrow straight. There's no spider cracks on the fiberglass. Like I said, it's got a newer paint job. This paint job is only a couple years old, so any little imperfections that could have been aren't right now, because there's, you know, what I always look for, those spider cracks, especially in the fiberglass. That's the #1 thing, and I don't see any on here at all. Now that being said, this paint has not been cut and buffed, so this is just straight out of the paint shop, no wet sanding or buffing. So I think that there's a whole nother level of shine that this car could have if you really wanted it to. Personally, I'd probably never mess with it because it's gorgeous the way it is, but a couple of tiny little spots on it because it is a driver. So one little spot here that got a nick on it. You can see that's smaller than, you know, that's my pinky size pinky nail right there. So, and just a little bit of paint matched up at the paint shop. and do a couple of little touch-ups just with a brush on this is what I do. There's another spot right there, And I think that looks like, what that looks like is something fell on it in the garage, and I hate it when that happens. But looking for any other paint imperfections. Really, really sharp around here. One, if you look really, really close, one tiny little imperfection there. Now across the back, I did notice, and I don't know if I'll be able to see them in the okay, yeah, you can kind of catch it right there. Right here, it looks, there's actually like a couple of air bubbles. It's like underneath the paint. And I don't think the car's actually spent a lot of time in the sun, and usually when they do, a lot of times those bubbles will kind of go down because they sit in the sun. But there's probably 2 or 3 spots like that on the back here. That's probably the worst one. Other than that, chrome is in a good, what I would call very good original condition. It's got, you know, really tiny pitting that might even be able to be polished out as you look at the chrome, but nothing that you can really see unless you get closer than about 5 feet to it. So you got to get right up on it. So personally, again, I wouldn't change the chrome out on this car. It looks great. Original Corvette rally wheels, BF Goodrich tires with good tread on them. I don't think they're brand new tires, but they've got good tread. Chrome across the front, looks in a very good original condition, like I would say. In the back, just the same as the back. Doors open and close easily. They shut nice, listen. And that's how we want them to shut. Weather stripping is new around the doors, at least around that part. This door right here, this is not newer, but the around the windows and around the top is newer. It's got new door panels, new carpet, new seat covers. It's got a new dash cover or dashboard. So this has actually got basically a whole brand new interior. Even down the center, I think that's the center console may be brand new too as well. This part at least, because it just looks too nice to be original. It's possible though. The odometer is showing 84,400 miles, and it's quite possible that this is an original low miles car. Brand new carpet in the back. Threw a couple things back there, so there's a little, I guess I could have done a little better job vacuuming, but T-tops with the headliners in them. This one on the passenger side is sagging just a little bit. That's not unusual, and just take it off, and you know, we could take that off and put a little adhesive on there. But the fact that these are here, a lot of times this is the problem. The T-tops, you get the T-tops, but typically the pieces are sagging. So looks like there's a little trim piece now that I'm looking a little closer that's missing, that's going across the front here, and there's a very good chance that that piece is in the box. I actually just now noticed that for the first time. That's why I do these videos. There's a lot of times where I don't even see something, even though I'm driving it, have it around the shop, until I'm actually doing the video inspection. So I'm really trying to do this, you know, I do these video inspections in real time to be real honest about stuff. Another little nick I didn't see here on the door. Again, there's my pinky next to it, so about the size of that. And I think that's it. There's a little spot here, but I think that's a little, yeah, that's a little spot of wax. So a little tiny, you know, nail polish sized touch up from the paint shop, and boy, you could really go through and touch this car up, no problem. So it's been raining, and I'm gonna get down on the wet ground to do this. The undercarriage on this car is in really great shape. Original floor pans, they don't appear to have ever been patched. Rocker panels, you know, this is all the steel part. I don't know, some of the guys tease and make fun when you ask, is there any rust on that Corvette? And they, smart ass, they kind of pop off and say, oh, you kidding me, man? That's a fiberglass car. It don't got no rust. All right, well, that's I've seen Corvettes that are rusted out, and you wouldn't want to buy them because it's got a steel frame. It's got steel bottoms to the doors. So this Corvette is in exceptional condition underneath. Exceptional condition. Very, very clean. Front end, rear end. Give my camera a chance to adjust. Sometimes it does that. Come on now. There we go. Looking a little blurry there for a second. It's doing it again. There we go. Flowmaster exhaust. Sounds awesome. It's actually got these little cans in the back. It's part of what sounds so good. And I love the way this exhaust is done in the back. Just really aggressive. Not overly aggressive. I mean, when you ride in it, it sounds like a Corvette should as far as I'm concerned. One little spot there, I can't tell if that's really old patch or something that somebody did. But man, take a look at these floor pans. They look awesome. Frame rails, everything underneath. Exceptionally clean, exceptionally clean. Lights go up and down just fine. All the lights work. They lag just a little bit in going down. Here again, all steel underneath. So pop up okay. They take a minute to go back down. Oh. In worst case scenario, the light canister rebuild kits are not, they're not expensive on these cars if you want to just redo the headlights. So, well, there you have it. PeachtreeClassicCars.com. Give me a call. My name's Eric. And just 1972 Corvette. This thing's ready for the road. It's really ready to be driven and enjoyed right now. Give us a call.